Hey you guys, it's Amber J. Lee, and today I want to talk about something that is kind of a sensitive subject, and it's a lot of controversy around this subject, but it's very important.
It's Amber J. Lee. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's learn, pretty girls. And also, while you're here, just follow my Instagram as I also post updates.
Sexual history matters. This video is not geared to any specific gender. I feel like your sexual history matters as a man and as a woman. Before you start writing your think pieces, please don't try to label this as misandry or misogyny. A lot of times, hypersexuality is a trauma response to a lot of things. That is why when people say, oh, she's an OnlyFans model, she probably doesn't have her father in her life, or he has over 1,000 sex partners, he has a problem with women. A lot of people know that trauma in most cases leads to hypersexuality. A lot of people try to use their hypersexuality to basically cover up what they're going through or who they really are. Basically, a overcompensation. A lot of people only have sex to offer. So to blind a man or a woman, they will give good sex. Like, you ever heard somebody say, he ain't ish, but his sex is amazing? That is because he doesn't have anything to offer. Or when a man says, she ain't a good woman, but that vagina is amazing, because she has nothing else to offer but that. So of course, she's gonna make sure that is great. So when she gives it, it's the best you ever had to keep you hooked until you realize that that's all she has to offer and there's no other substance. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with liking sex. There's a lot of people out there who like sex and who genuinely love it. But when it becomes to a point where that's all you need to do and you feel like you need to do that with every single person you meet, that's when it becomes a problem. And that's how you can tell it's a mental health issue. Because why do you feel like every person that you meet, date, or hang out with needs to meet your body? And why do you feel like you need to meet theirs? You ever looked at somebody and be like, oh my gosh, you're attractive, and I can see why somebody would sleep with you? But once they start talking, see the behavior, you're like, now I see why nobody takes you serious. And you need that sex appeal to pull people in, because if people see you, if your outside was what you were on the inside, nobody would come near you. A married couple had an STD together for so long, to the point where the wife had cancer. Now, this is when I first started nursing school, so this is 2 years ago, and it came from an STD. I'm not going to say which, but it came from an STD, and they had it for so long. Because when you're married, a lot of married couples don't get tested. A lot of married couples do not get tested. And even before I knew about that situation, I would even say, well, why do couples need to get tested? Or, you know, if they only sleep with each other. But you got to get tested. And he had this STD for so long. And the woman didn't even know that she had the STD until during intercourse she would start to bleed. The man still had no symptoms. And when they both got tested, it came back positive. And she had cervical cancer. So if cancer runs in your family, that sexual history matters. That sexual history matters, and you need to get them tested. This one time, a man came to the hospital and hadn't been tested in 3 years, and he was sleeping with multiple people unprotected. And he did not know he had an STD until he started bleeding out of his penis area. And it's just like, a lot of people don't get tested as often as they should. Your sexual history matters. Despite what social media tells you, despite what they try to tell you on Instagram, that stuff matters. A sexual history gives an idea to the other person what your control is like. Can you control yourself sexually? Do you feel like you need to sleep with everybody you see? Do you have a strong lust problem? All that stuff factor in. A lot of people think sex is just sex, but a lot of people don't know the mental component that is involved with sex. A lot of people really do overcompensate. They think sex is just everything. They think they need to have sex with everybody. And people like that, it's just a matter of time before they start having sex with people on you. You know, sex can give you a lifelong STD. Sex can give you children. Sex can keep you locked in with somebody lifelong via children or via that STD. They'll be stuck in your mind because of that one night or that 30 seconds. Sex is a lot more powerful than you think. And if you don't think it's powerful, have sex with other people who also don't think it's powerful. I'm not saying that some people cannot have a high sex drive, but a lot of times, a lot of people, especially in this generation, they lack self-control, they are not self-aware, and they use sex to cover it up. So if you're really healed and you really are in your journey, you look at those things, you're like, you know what? This person is just way too hypersexual for me. It's starting to get cringy, because sometimes it's very cringe when every single thing that's on your mind is sex, 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 sex. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.